Hi, Luke Raymond from Inaxsys Security Systems here once again. Today we're actually going to be talking about the common mistakes that people make when choosing a video surveillance system. Obviously here at Inaxsys Security Systems, we are specialists in this. We do have our Storm brand and we know exactly what camera and what recorder to use. And we oftentimes help to our integration partners to choose the right solution for the application. But there are common mistakes that are made, whether it's by an end user who has a residential system or an end user that has a business, in choosing the right application or the right products, whether it be the cameras or the recorders for their application. We're actually going to discuss a few of these right now. So the first major mistake that a lot of end users or companies that are buying a security system make is basing their choice solely on price. Price should always come secondary to application. If you're looking for a residential system, something very simple for indoors, you don't need a ton of resolution. So choosing the right camera for that application is simple. You can choose an inexpensive product. But when you're starting to get into commercial applications where you need something a little bit more robust, choosing a price over the actual product is oftentimes a big mistake that people make. The goal is to choose the right camera for your application. So what I mean by the right camera is not basing it on price, but actually basing it on function. Choosing a camera that does the job that you intend it to do. The number two problem that we often have is not choosing the right system and not thinking about scalability. You see, when you're choosing the right system in a video system application, you need to understand that scalability is something that you need to look at in the beginning as opposed to later on. Perfect example of this is integrations. Am I choosing the system that can be integrated, for example, with an access control or intrusion system? These integrations you need to think of in the beginning so that you can plan and buy the right system up front that is going to lead to your long-term goal. The question is, where do I want to be long-term? Not what do I need to buy now, which also ties directly into the price. For example, if you're doing a grow-up, did I choose the right cameras for the situation? Yes, but also did I choose the right recording solution to be able to record long enough to get me to my long-term goal? Does that recording solution also tie into my access control and intrusion? Looking at the long-term scalability of where we want to be one day is preferable to be done up front so that you don't buy something that you then have to throw in the trash later. So the third mistake that customers commonly make when choosing the right surveillance system is not choosing the right camera for the application, as I said. But choosing the right camera is not only about the form factor. Do I want a bullet camera versus a dome camera versus a turret camera? And it's also not just about the resolution. Do I want a 2 megapixel camera for general viewing inside or a 10 megapixel camera to cover a massive parking lot outside? It also has to do with choosing the secondary and tertiary functions of the camera. For example, is the camera that I'm going to install in an indoor corridor, or is it, for example, pointed towards a major window covering indoor and outdoor, where backlight compensation comes into play? Well, if we don't choose the right camera to be able to have something like backlight compensation, where we see indoors and outdoors, well, obviously you've chosen the wrong camera, and that's a very common mistake. But it's not just backlight compensation and resolution you need to take into account. What if it's more of an application situation where do I want a camera that does artificial intelligence? Do I want it to trigger whenever there's motion detection of a truck going by? Or do I only want it to trigger when a person is in a strategic area where they're not supposed to be? So the fourth common error that a lot of people make is not choosing the appropriate storage type for their application. Choosing the right size of hard drive is a question of knowing how much resolution you want, how many cameras you want at that resolution, and how many frames of recording you want for each of those cameras at that resolution. We have calculators that exist to be able to calculate how much hard drive you need and to record the amount of time you want. Do you want 1 week of recording, 2 weeks of recording, 6 months of recording? Do you need 2 years of recording if you're doing, for example, a grow-up here in Canada or in the US? But some people choose not to just actually record on the actual recorders themselves and the hard drives. What's becoming more common now is cloud storage. Well, cloud storage is a question of using servers that are off-site so that you don't have an actual NVR on-site. Once again, it's a common mistake of not choosing the appropriate cloud storage amount. Do you have enough recording that you're paying for to get you to the number of days of recording that you need for the number of cameras you have? So the fifth problem that a lot of people make, or the mistake that they make when choosing appropriate systems, is actually not choosing the right integration partner or the right technology partner to do the install. And the reason this is a major problem is you have to choose a partner that's able to understand your vision and what your end goal is and create the appropriate solution to meet your end goal needs. Now, obviously here at Inaxsys, we have partners all over the globe who are certified partners, and we're certifying more and more every day in all regions. And the goal of these certifications and the goal of getting these technology partners is we train them on how to execute on visions, how to ask the right questions, understand the needs of the end users, whether it's a residential need, a small to medium business, or even the largest commercial enterprise need. And to be able to execute on these installations, do the installation in the right way to meet the needs of the end users. Now, please feel free to reach out to us. We have a list of these dealers, and if you are an integrator, please feel free to reach out to us, as we are certifying more and more dealers every single day and teaching these partners on how to properly ask the questions and design systems to meet your needs. Inaxsys.com, like and subscribe, and if you have any comments or you're looking for more information, please put them in the comments section. We're happy to reach out to you.